here and then.
Would local public grassroots political action help?
Definitely. As cynical as people are about
educate our families, educate our neighbors, all of us get the DVD.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Educate. This meeting should have 500 people.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as amazing as this turnout is, I agree. The more the merrier. I think the rock has already started rolling in this case, and it's just amazing to see the response from the Maui County government. Across the board, there's been an upswelling of popular support and county government support for these efforts. And I think it began with the community, some really interested people, and that energy transferred over. And I think that's the kind of stuff people have to continue. I think Maui really, on all kinds of issues, is really at the leading edge. And it's really inspirational to see leading edge of all these environmental and cultural issues, including water. This gentleman here, and then
I was wondering on the Waiahole case, how was that the final decision? Was it read to the commission, or was it?
The court issues a written opinion. The landmark ruling in 2000 was a 166-page opinion. And if you look in the law books, it's like about that thick or something. It's very comprehensive. But again, that was the biggest water case in the history of our state. Maybe nothing bigger ever again. And there's all these elements that came together because we had the McBride-Robinson cases that said, no, the Hawaii Supreme Court back in the 70s said, no, water is not in private property plantations. It belongs to the public. And then following that was the ConCon of 1978. Following that, in 1987, was the promulgation of the Water Code. And finally, there was a closure of that Oahu Sugar Company. And then the question of, okay, what are we going to do with all this water now? And then everything came to a head in this one mammoth case. I mean, it was like the perfect storm. But out of that came, one, the first ever stream restoration in the history of the state. And two, a real detailed roadmap and guidelines for how we do this in our state in terms of restoring streams and restoring our environmental and cultural heritage.
As I said earlier, how you get the spring to time space and also up in the cooler. One is ordering you to go down to that stream, and then now it kind of went down little by little, slowly. I think that's happening with all walks of life today in Hawaii. When you talk about Lau Point in the same as Molokai with Maui, go all together. Now, when you talk about community, being a community come into play, come to ask, find out results, and so forth. Now, as the community supposedly get bigger, like Lau Point, supposedly a $1 million housing that was built. So they be part of the community talking. What makes them so right to talk in a community when they're only been here for 1 year? You've been 46 years. I've been here long, less than that. But we grew up here as being Hawaiian and all too. Now, the water stream that goes from one section to the other section, it goes to people's property, to Hawaiian homes and so forth. And now you got to divert the water to the different houses. It's going to sooner come up to the, like you said earlier, about the agriculture. Most houses are building instead of agriculture. So now you got to go to this swimming pool, you go to this showers, everything else, which takes up more water. On top of that, the thing is going to a column. It's going to people's agriculture. And now what is left for our people? The same thing with here. It's going from one section with EMI that come to the other side of the island. One section on this side is going to Kia side. What determines the fact that comes to play? Will be them or will be us?
That's the key question of this dispute. all these years, the plantations have dominated our water, saying it's their private property. But the paradigm has shifted, and the law is very clear that the water is a public trust. It's not the plantation's private property. And that principle is something that we're going to take as far as it goes. If we have to take it to the Hawaii Supreme Court, that's as far as we'll take it. Until we really, enforce this idea of water belonging to everybody for the benefit of everybody. I think, how are we doing on time? Sure. Okay. I really want to thank all of you coming out and being so patient and attentive. And if you have any questions, feel free to come up to me and talk with me afterwards. Again, I want to emphasize that it all starts with the community. And judging from the turnout, judging from the interest, I can see you folks are there, and good things are going to happen here. So I want to encourage you and say that we're here to help you. And thank you again for coming up. Thank you.